I think this idea of stuck point is so important because I think this is what we're getting at, because that can be a stuck point for your whole life, right? I mean, I
Yeah,
remember one of the
exactly.
first patients I remember that one of the first times I ever came across somebody with very clear PTSD in residency was a woman who was probably in her mid 80s and had experienced a sexual assault when she was in her early 20s and had never gotten treatment for it, and had, gone through multiple relationships, just like kind of classic signs of kind of emotional dysregulation and kind of intolerance of romantic relationships and physical
Mm,
relationships.
hmm.
And even at her, age of 82, she had been admitted to psychiatric hospital because I think of kind of intense like suicidal ideations and depression. And when I was talking to her, um, that was her stuck point, right? Like for all that
Yeah,
time, she had been like, well, if I just locked my door,
yeah,
and this is like a random intrusion. It wasn't something, it was like a random intrusion that had happened to her. But her stuck point continued to be that, and there had never been any chance for her to work through it. And I
wow.
bring that up because it's something I share with my patients too, where so many times people come to me and they're just like, oh gosh, like this happened 20 years ago and I'm just starting to work through it. Like, what a waste of my life. I could have done so much had I just worked through this earlier. And I oftentimes have to remind them that you're doing it now though. And, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
you could have you
exactly.
could have had 40 more years where you never had a chance to deal with this, and now you get a chance to
Yeah,
live that life for those years, or where you're working on that and you're giving yourself the
yeah.
chance to do that. And I wonder if this is, more just less of a question, more a statement that I'm making that I want you to
Hmm.
share with and kind of share your perspectives and experiences with, because that to me is also something that is so important, I feel like, for people to realize when it comes to the flip side of this, which is healing and kind of moving forward
Yeah.
in terms of finding your voice, right? I mean, there's this kind of idea of it's never too late to find your voice, but that's really true. And so I think if we could shift gears a little bit and now talk a little bit about like that part of the journey, if you will,
Yeah.
would love your thoughts on kind of just the idea of, yeah, it's never too late to do that, and those stuck points could otherwise stay with you. So like, keep on keeping on, right?